with the great and proper name of Allah the Almighty, who is the most cordial and the most bountiful. Respected teachers, honorable judges, and dear viewers, I welcome you to great event of EELC with Baluchi greeting Washatke. I got a chance to share my thoughts on a title, which is War Destroys Lives, Cultures, and Progress. Today, I stand before you to speak on a harsh yet deeply important truth. War destroys lives, cultures, and progress. War is not a symbol of strength. It is a failure of humanity. It is a destructive force that leaves behind shattered homes, broken nations, and silent graves. Respected jury members, to begin with, war eradicates human lives. The most immediate and deadly outcome of any war is the loss of life. It does not differentiate between a combatant and a civilian, a child and an elder. In the brutal shadows of war, humanity is reduced to statistics, casualties, fatalities, and disappearances. Families are entombed beneath debris. Hospitals overflow, not with supplies, but with mangled bodies and wails of despair. Thus, war is not merely the elimination of adversaries. It is the execution of innocence. For instance, the Second World War alone claimed over 70 million lives, many of them innocent civilians. Secondly, war is a ruthless destroyer of culture and heritage. Culture is the soul of civilization. Its art, language, architecture, and collective memory. War eviscerates these elements. Historical cities, libraries, religious sites, and academic institutions are indiscriminately destroyed. These are not just buildings, they are the physical embodiment of a people's identity. For example, in Gaza and Syria, ancient sites have been turned to rubble. In short, war silences civilizations, leaving behind only smoldering ruins where history once breathed. Moreover, war paralyzes progress and development. Where warfare persists, advancement ceases, infrastructure collapses, education disintegrates, and economies disband. Resources are diverted from healthcare, innovation, and public welfare toward militarization and destruction. A child born into conflict is denied a future, not due to incapacity, but due to instability. War entraps nations in a perpetual cycle of destitution, ignorance, and regression. Furthermore, war raises humanitarian crises and mass displacement. Millions are compelled to flee their homes, not out of desire, but under duress. They become refugees, stateless individuals grappling with despair, marginalization, and deprivation. Children are raised in squalid camps instead of secure homes, exposed to trauma before education. War does not merely destroy the present, it eradicates the potential of the future. Additionally, war leaves irreversible psychological scars on both survivors and soldiers. Post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and depression become prevalent in war-affected populations. In particular, youth who witness atrocities carry invisible wounds for the rest of their lives. The sounds of bombs replace lullabies, and fear becomes a lifelong companion. Mental health infrastructure in war zones is virtually non-existent, making recovery nearly impossible. Hence, the trauma of war transcends physical boundaries and lingers within the human soul. In conclusion, war is not an act of nobility, it is the collapse of conscience. It abolishes lives, disintegrates cultures, and adds civilization's momentum. History has illustrated with agonizing clarity the repercussions of war. Yet humanity continues to repeat its grievous errors. Thank you.